Good morning and thanks for joining us. We made it to Friday. It's September 21st. I'm Lauren Barnes.
And I'm Joe Morano. Big day ahead. We have plenty coming your way here on Daybreak, and then, of course, full coverage of the president's visit later on today. So we'll do all that, but also we need to watch out for this cold front coming in. It's kept Elisa Raffa busy this morning. Let's check in with her for your forecast first today.
Watch out. I'm embracing it.
Yeah, right? We're going to have this temperature tumble behind the cold front, so things will feel more fall-like. We're still expecting this front to stall to the south, so for that we've got this flash flood watch in effect for our northern Arkansas counties. This goes tonight through Sunday morning as some rounds of heavy rain will be possible south of the state line as the front sits there. Right now, this morning, maybe a couple of spotty showers out there. We've got a couple of some locally heavy downpours from Monette up through Springfield and Rolla as we start to get some of these boundaries to set up and come through. You can see that line coming in very nicely here into Springfield. Here's the front, right? It's a pretty big front. It's sitting just up to our north and west, and we'll continue to get into the Ozarks as we head through the afternoon. Ahead of the front this morning, we're warm at 74 degrees. Things are still muggy out there ahead of the front, but of course that's going to change. We'll have some mostly dry conditions this morning, and we have a couple of spotty showers out there, and then we're looking at some showers as we head through the afternoon and evening. Cloud coverage ahead to school, 74 degrees. We'll keep temperatures steady or falling this afternoon, cool around 74 by dismissal. For those football games tonight, especially if you live south of I-44, you could be dealing with some showers and isolated cases of thunder. Details on timing and totals in 10 minutes.
Happening now, President Donald Trump is expected in the Ozarks later on this afternoon to rally support for U.S. Senate hopeful Josh Hawley.
Our Color 10 political analyst, Dr. Brett Kavanaugh, is here to explain what a presidential visit means and what's expected to be a very close race against Democratic incumbent Senator Claire McCaskill. Brian, good morning.
Showing up to the region to provide a shot in the arm and to say Billy and Roy are doing great work up in Washington and send him some help with a Republican senator for Mr. Blunt in the form of Josh Hawley. These are all the sorts of things you can expect to hear from the president tonight. And I would expect that you'll find most people in the crowd tonight at JQH are more than happy to cheer those recommendations. Now, what if you're one of those who can't stand the president, voted against him in 2016, and will vote against him again in about 2 years? Well, you may not like the fact the president's showing up, and you also have the constitutional right to protest. There certainly will be some protests of the president and his visits today. You feel free to join in. You may also feel free to tune in to our coverage tonight. Throughout the evening, we'll be covering the entire event live to provide you with information about what the president says and to give you some context about the visit itself.
All right, Brian, thank you. We are looking forward to that as well as that political analysis from you as well. Those who live and work in the area around JQH Arena are expecting traffic to be bustling today for Trump's rally. With several street and parking lot closures already in place, residents in the area are adapting to the planning for the event. There are designated areas to park. We also spoke to the general manager of Bears Sports Bar, Roger David, who expects people to try and use their lot for the event, but he has a plan.
I imagine they'll try. We have signs that we set out that's no event parking. We have a few people out here at the entrances that will hold them and make sure that they're coming to visit one of our businesses here. And if they do end up getting in, we usually try to keep an eye out for people crossing the street out of their cars, and we'll try to catch them and get them out of here as quick as we can.
For a full list of street closures and available parking, everything else you might need to know about the presidential visit, you can find it all on our website, ozarksfirst.com.
Continuing with your local news coverage this morning, neighbors in one Springfield neighborhood say drivers are not respecting the speed limit on a main street, risking the safety of pedestrians, including children. A few residents in the Rountree neighborhood took to those streets yesterday at the corner of Cherry and Pickwick, holding signs and also, get this, hair dryers resembling radar guns right there. It's a message for drivers to try and slow down. The speed limit on Cherry is 30, but neighbors say they see cars driving by there much faster than that. The city of Springfield is aware of the complaints and says it has plans for traffic calming measures on Cherry Street.
My very own son almost got hit this past summer, trying to cross right here and just several feet in front of us.
We're going to squeeze the roadway down, narrow that down, add some additional parking, and then also narrow the crossing distance that the pedestrians have to cross at that particular intersection.
The city hopes to begin this project in the first half of 2019. In the meantime, neighbors are asking drivers to please slow down on Cherry Street. We move back to some political coverage now this morning. The college professor who says she was sexually assaulted by Brett Kavanaugh when they were teens is now willing to testify before the Senate Judiciary Committee, but only if certain conditions are met.
Last night, President Trump put the full weight of his support behind his nominee. CBS's John Schumo has the latest from New York.
President Trump heaped praise upon his embattled Supreme Court nominee at a rally in Las Vegas last night.
Brett Kavanaugh is one of the finest human beings you will ever have the privilege of knowing or meeting.
Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation to the Supreme Court has been delayed as the Senate deals with accusations by Christine Blasey Ford, who says he sexually assaulted her when they were in high school. Kavanaugh denies her allegation.
So we got to let it play out, but I want to tell you, he is a fine, fine person.
Before the speech, the president told Fox News' Sean Hannity the Senate needs to move forward.
Why didn't somebody call the FBI 36 years ago? I mean, you could also say, when did this all happen? What's going on?
With coming before a committee.
The White House and Republicans have denied requests by Ford's attorneys for an FBI investigation and have pushed forward with a Monday hearing for Ford and Kavanaugh.
This is a fast track. They are totally intent on getting Judge Kavanaugh onto the Supreme Court, come hell or high water.
Democratic Senators Mazie Hirono and Kirsten Gillibrand say the GOP is bullying Ford.
Who is not asking the FBI to investigate these claims? The White House.
Ford's attorney says she's willing to testify but wants to do so later in the week. Kavanaugh told the committee he'll be there Monday and wants to clear his name. John Schumo, CBS News.